Hello, and welcome to the Classic Land Cruisers podcast. I'm Dan, your host. You can find me on Instagram at FJ40_UMA_Smurf or on I Hate Mud at Mountain Biker. You can find the podcast on Instagram by searching Classic Land Cruisers. Remember to go to reefmonkey.com to get your Classic Land Cruiser podcast merch. Bring your adventure home with inlowgear.com, your source for custom Land Cruiser apparel and merchandise, where adventure becomes art, designed for the road. This episode was brought to you in part by Redline Land Cruisers, Save Your F, by Manafree, your one-stop shop for Land Cruiser parts and service, by Valley Hybrids and Terrain Tamer North America.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
What's going on? Welcome to this episode of the Classic Land Cruisers podcast. With me is the AZ Cruiser on Instagram. I keep seeing his adventures and his build and his right-hand drive cruiser going all throughout the Phoenix area and going exploring and adventuring. And so I wanted to have him on because his cruiser looks pretty badass. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit more and how you got into, I'm guessing it's a 70 series, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a KZJ. It's a KZJ 78 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado.
Okay.
Basically, let's see, how do we start? Well, I'm the AZ Cruiser. You can just go. That's what I go by on Instagram, and I got a YouTube too. I post. I'm mostly like shorts now, short videos.
Yeah.
It's easier to post, because nobody wants to watch like 30-minute videos anymore. You know what I mean? So I just post like 2-minute videos here and there.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch them, I got them on Instagram, Facebook as well, and YouTube. If you're interested, I just do all kinds of things. Like I go, like Dan said, I go on adventures. So I started off with my 80 when I had my 80 series, and I love the 80. I mean, it was a great machine. But the thing I didn't like about the 80 was it was like the size of it was too big, and when you go to trails that are tight.
Yeah.
I didn't like how it was, too wide and you get pinstripes and everything, and that's why, when I saw this Prado, I decided just to switch to the Prado.
Yeah.
And that's why I have it now, and that's why I'm in it. So that's how that started. I got it from Foreign Connect Imports. Shout out to Aaron over there at Foreign Connect. So if you're looking for a Prado, he imports a lot of them because I know like 4 or 5 people that have got Prados from him. 70 series platform. So
and
he's imported a few. Yeah. Sorry.
Is it a true Japanese spec?
Yeah. This is it was from Japan. Like pretty much I'm pretty sure all the ones he gets are from Japan. Because he was telling me like he has somebody over there in Japan that just looks for Prados and any kind of JDM Japanese cars that people want. He can try to get it for you. So he's definitely the guy that. I mean, I know there's a few importers out here now in Phoenix, especially. But if you want a Prado specifically or a 70 series, yeah, he could definitely find one for you.
Yeah, well, Phoenix has a lot of importers, but it's either from the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Erickson does it from the Middle East, or they're from Central and South America, or even Australia. People do it, but not a lot coming from the Toyota motherland.
Yeah. Pretty much all his vehicles are from Japan, as far as I can remember. Because I went to the shop when I got the Prado, and I'm pretty sure he said all of them were from Japan. So
yeah,
he had like the Toyota Chaser. I don't know if you heard about that one. It's kind of like a Camry, kind of, but It's like a different.
Okay.
I don't know what engine it has in it, but he had one of those, and he had like a K truck over there when I went there. Yeah, he imports K trucks too. You know the little Japanese work trucks. He's
Yeah.
got them over there too. So yeah.
Uh, I uh, last last week I was actually on a family vacation up in Idaho, and
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, one of the little towns that we were uh, playing around in, all of their like city trucks that go around and get all the garbage bags out of the parks were K trucks.
Oh
I'm like,
really?
so freaking cool.
So they're all right-hand drive too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they just go around, and
Mm-hmm.
their primary function is just to go get the
Yeah.
garbage bags out of the garbage cans, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess if they're smaller, they can get into the parks, and they.
Yeah, I mean that's what they use them for in Japan, that's why like the people here, if you ever get a K truck, like I wouldn't recommend driving it on the freeway even if you can, because they're not meant for the freeway.
Oh no.
Because even in Japan, the speed limits aren't like the same like here, they don't go 65, 75 mile per hour speed limits in Japan.
Well,
Yeah, they don't
Arizona
go that fast
has
over there.
Arizona doesn't have speed limits. They have speed suggestions.
Oh yeah, speed suggestion, sorry, but yeah. The speed
I
suggestion
mean,
is way too high for those K trucks. I
and
wouldn't go like past like 55 miles per hour on them. So
yeah, the speed suggestions in Arizona,
yeah,
it says 75, but it's
yeah,
like
because
it,
yeah, I
it,
know
it
75.
just,
It's like 875 on at 3 a.m. in the morning maybe
yeah.
when nobody's
If you're
around.
doing 75, you better be all the way over in the
Mhm.
right hand lane, because if you're in the left hand lane and you're doing 75, somebody is going to plow through you like
Yeah.
you're not even there. So
Yep. Pro tip right there.
yeah. So pro tip: when you come to Arizona, it's a speed suggestion, not a speed limit, uh, and we don't follow the
Mhm.
suggestions. So,
Yep.
so
Drive at your own risk.
how long have you had this 78 series?
Let's see. I got it. Let's see. I think I got it in June of 24.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, at first I was trying to keep it in the 80, but then I didn't even drive the 80 much after I got this. I just had too much fun with this one, so
Yeah.
I was trying to keep
Uh,
both of them. Plus the 80 it's hard to park that thing. That thing is a beast.
well, I just had my 40 up at Higgy's in Mesa,
Mm-hmm.
and when my 40 went down,
Yeah.
I bought a full size Tundra with a full 8 foot bed. So it's like the the extra cab plus an 8 foot bed, and good grief,
Oh,
that
that's
thing is a
long.
long vehicle to
That's a
park.
long truck. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to park that on the street. You got to park that in the driveway or something.
Well, like my driveway, it barely fits all four
Yeah.
wheels on the driveway. I like the front bumper is almost hitting my garage, and my back
Mm-hmm.
bumper is actually off of the curb.
Yeah.
So it's like all four wheels barely fit on my driveway. Um, and my wife came up to Idaho later, and so she was driving my Tundra around. I'm like, so what do you think of driving the Tundra? And she's like, it's actually easier than driving the second gen Forerunner. I'm like, that's shocking that the Tundra is easier to drive. I don't feel it's easier to drive. I think it's a long ass vehicle.
Well, maybe she feels more comfortable in it because it's bigger. It's a
Maybe
bigger truck.
I yeah.
Some people
So
like the bigger car.
what
Yeah.
have you done to the 78 series?
Uh, Pretty much. I mean, it already came with the. It has a 2 inch. I got it from Foreign Connect imports with the 2 inch Ironman. I believe foam suspension, and
Okay.
it has the Ironman steering stabilizer as well. And it has Threat off-road wheels. Shout out to Threat
Okay.
Off-Road. I believe that's a U.S. company. They make wheels and stuff. So
Yeah.
they're pretty cool.
Um,
They already came like
so
that, and then I haven't really done anything in terms of modification wise besides cutting off my exhaust recently. That's
now
that's the only thing really.
was that a forced upgrade or a trail upgrade?
I guess it was kind of like both because it was already cracked, and I was like, I could fix it, or I could take it to muffler shop, have them weld it. But then I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? If you guys didn't know, it's emissions exempt, so I don't even need
Nice.
emissions. So I was just like, you know what? Just cut it off. Let's hear that turbo spool. Let's let the turbo breathe a little bit. Get some air in there. Oh,
Yeah.
I think so. Something's waving back there. Oh, is that your hand? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, so yeah, that's why that's all I've done really. And yeah, the funny thing is I'll tell you, I don't know if you want to know about the emissions thing is I actually wanted to get it emissions tested and they didn't want to test it. I don't know if you knew about that. Did I tell you about that?
I didn't
Did
hear
I tell
about
you about
that.
that, Dan? Oh, okay. I didn't tell
No.
you about that. Yeah, so when I first got it, um, well, I kind of knew you didn't need emissions because I was going to register, classic insurance with Haggerty, and you don't need emissions if you have classic insurance, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I just want to get it tested, see if it's going to pass anyway. So I went to emissions, and I forgot where it was, but I think it was kind of near the 10 and like in the Maryville area.
Okay.
So I went over there because I live in Levine, and I went over there, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we can't test it over here. You got to take it to the one on Washington Street." And I'm like, okay." So he gave me this paper. I went to Washington Street. I was, I just wanted to see what's going to happen. So I was like, okay, we'll play along. Go to Washington Street. I pull up to the, emissions bay. It says, I think it's 96 or 96, 95 or older. Was it 94? Or anything
Yeah.
older
95
than
and
96 or
were
whatever,
older.
right? OBD1, right?
Yeah.
So I pulled up right there, and then the guys are like looking at it. I was like, they're like, okay. So I got out, and like two guys were looking at it. They're like, oh, can you pop the hood? I had the engine running the whole time. He was like, can you pop the hood? They were looking underneath, looking in the hood, looking at the door sill. They were walking around like 10 minutes. Like no lie, like 10 minutes went by. I was like, okay, what's going on? And then some supervisor comes out, and I'm like, everything okay, boss? I'm like, are you gonna be able to test it? And then they're like asking me, is it full time 4-wheel drive? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, I don't think it is, but I'm not 100%. So so the guy went in there and he just printed this paper out. I don't know if you heard about it. It's like director certificate, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So he gave me a director certificate and he's like, "Oh, here you go." He's like, "You don't have to get emissions for a year." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's pretty cool." So I was like, "You guys can't test it." I'm like, "Yeah, we can't test it." I'm like, "Okay." So they just passed me basically. So I wasted like 2 hours of my day right there, just driving around trying to get emissions
and
tested.
$13.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't even
Or
remember.
did
Did I have
they
to
even
pay for
charge
that?
you for
I don't remember if I even had to pay for that. I can't remember. No, because they didn't do emissions tests, so I don't know.
it? Okay.
But they gave me that paper, and then so last year when I had to go back for emissions, I showed them the paper at the third party MVD. I was like, yeah, they didn't want to test my vehicle. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense. Me coming back here every year and just getting another director certificate. Basically what I
Yeah.
told them. Because they're gonna tell me they can't test it, right? I mean, they couldn't test it in 24. Well, how are they gonna test it in 25, right? So
Yeah.
I was just like, what do you guys want to do? And then she was like, oh, you know what? it's because you're emissions exempt. I'm like, okay. And so she's like, you want to do 1 year, 2 year, or 5 year tags? And I'm like, okay, let's do 5 years. And that was it. So now I know it's emissions exempt with the classic insurance. So FYI, if you guys ever get like an import and you don't want to get emissions tested or anything, just get a classic insurance. You won't have to.
Yeah, when I get
Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. You'll save yourself some time. So
yeah, when I get my 40 up and running, I'm probably gonna do the Haggerty collector insurance.
yeah,
uh,
yeah. Get the Haggerty agreed value. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because a while ago I was gonna go through Haggerty and they were like, well, it's a FJ40 Land Cruiser. Does that mean you're going to be using it off road? I'm like, well, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
what I got it
I told
for
them.
to
I
go.
told them. I told Haggerty it's gonna be like not all the time, but every now and then I might do a little
Yeah,
off road, and they were
yeah.
totally cool with it. She didn't say anything. She was just like, okay.
But like
Because I told her
on
I
one,
wasn't gonna do because I told her I wasn't gonna do any rock climbing or anything. Just like dirt, like dirt
yeah,
trails or like fire roads. And she was like,
and
yeah, that's fine.
but I guess at the time they didn't know that there's different grades of off roading, and they're
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
oh, you're going to be doing off roading. We're not even going to touch it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Off road.
And
They when you say off roading, people think rock climbing. So
yeah,
yeah,
and no,
I'm not doing that.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to be doing rock crawling or anything.
Yeah.
So the other day I saw one of your videos and it cracked me up. The drive through at Los Betos, you drove through and they had a right hand drive window, and you pulled
Oh
up
yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Aerobertos in North Phoenix, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, there's
the
actually another JDM guy that told me about that. So I was like, okay, I gotta check it out.
but it was just funny because the guy like looked at the window
Yeah.
and he's like, wait a
Mm-hmm.
second, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's funny because I actually have more of those videos I haven't even like kind of edited yet, but there's a few like it's funny because some people don't even have any reaction, like maybe they don't even realize I'm on the right side.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And some people just like realize right away that I'm on the right side.
yeah. The couple of guys that I've talked to that have right hand drive Land Cruisers, a lot of times they'll go through the drive throughs in reverse. And
Mm.
people are like, why are they going through the reverse? And you're like, well, look at where the steering wheel is. It's on the other side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't need to go in reverse because I can just reach over if I'm by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
reach
because it's,
over, and because everybody has tap to pay nowadays anyway, so I never
yeah,
use cash, so it's not that much different. If
yeah,
you can reach over, it's definitely not much different.
yeah.
So,
It's, especially like if you have like the reach and they
hmm
can reach out and you can reach out
yeah,
over and
yeah.
it's not
The thing about the Prado is it's not as long. I mean, not as wide as the 80. Like on the 80, you might struggle a little bit, but the Prado, it's kind of like narrower, so it's not that hard to reach to the other side.
yeah,
Which is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like something I liked about it. Like at first, I kind of didn't like it because I was used to the 80s size.
yeah,
But now that I think about it, it's a lot nicer when you're in tight trails. I don't have to worry about pinstriping,
yeah.
because most of the
Um,
rigs I go with are like FJ Cruisers, Tundra. There's a Tundra guys, Jeep Gladiators, and they're much wider. And I always see them like pinstriping. And me, I just like it just goes through them, goes through the branches. Like I don't even get touched. So
yeah.
that's the one thing I like about it now.
So I see that you were finally able to get in and through Buc-ee's by where you live.
Mhm. Yes. Buc-ee's definitely worth the visit. Everybody keeps asking me, is it worth it? Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, my son and I, on our way back from Idaho the other day, or on Sunday, I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to be able to see Buc-ee's. And sure enough, we get off the 303 onto the 10, and then all of a sudden there's
Mhm.
Buc-ee's right there. And he's like,
Yeah.
do you want to go to Buc-ee's? I'm like, I've never been, but sure. And then we had to wait for like 30 minutes and go all the way through town
Mhm. Yes.
to get to Buc-ee's. And we didn't even go inside. We just went and got gas, and we're like, screw this.
Yeah.
This is too long.
Yeah. What day was that again when you went? Friday or
On
Saturday?
Sunday. Sunday.
Sunday? Oh
No,
yeah,
Saturday. It was on
Saturday. Oh
Saturday.
yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the line was like till outside just to get in, right?
Yeah, and like people had like lost their minds and didn't know how to drive, and
Hmm.
like when we were finally done filling up my wife's Highlander, like people like weren't letting us get out. I'm like, it was crazy, and
Yeah, they
people
need
were
to
texting,
make. Yeah.
why are you guys freaking out over Buc-ee's? It's just Buc-ee's, but then we've never had anything like that. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I think it's a little to do with everything. Like the media has hyped that thing up for like a year. Like everywhere in the
yeah,
news, they've been hyping it up
yeah,
for like a year now. So I'm not really surprised in the amount of interest and people that have been there, because they've been talking about it since they announced they were going to build the Buc-ee's over there in Goodyear.
yeah. Well, what's interesting is coming from Tucson to Phoenix, little less than halfway the to the valley, it says there's a Buc-ee sign. It says 979 miles the other way. Turn around and go back. So I guess now they're going to have to change it to 150 miles ahead. So I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yep, 150 miles turn around.
So I got this game. I've seen it on Instagram called Radio Chatter, and it's
I
a
can't
standard
even see
deck of
it.
cards.
Now your camera's getting blurry now.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. Radio chatter, okay.
it's a
Hmm.
standard deck of cards. So ace through king, all the uh, suits. But each question or each card is a different question. So pick any card out of the deck, and that'll be a question that I ask you.
Okay. So how do I pick the cards?
So just like whatever number, whatever suit,
Oh,
and that
okay.
would be
Whatever
the
number. Let's go. Let's go. Jack of Hearts.
okay. Uh, what is the most unique thing you have seen on an adventure?
Unique thing I've seen on an adventure. Like an off-road adventure, I guess. Camping when I'm camping.
Yeah,
Unique.
yeah.
Let's see. Uh, so many things. Let's see. What can I think of? Let's just go with the most recent trip we did. Where do we go? We went to oh, here's a good one. Yeah, I know what to say now. Uh, what was the question again? Reese, most interesting thing, right?
What most interesting thing you've seen on an adventure?
Most interesting thing. Okay. I'd say we went to where was that? Where was that place called? Tokerville Falls. Here we go. No, 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 no. Scrap that. Forget about that. No, no, not Tokerville. We went to Lake Mead in Nevada,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I was surprised on how there was nobody there. Like there was hardly anybody in the lake. Like if you go to Lake Havasu or whatever here in Arizona.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of people there, like on the water. But in Lake Mead, there was like nobody there. I only saw like two jets. We only saw like two jet skis and maybe like one boat the whole time for like the whole day we were there. It was crazy.
Well, Lake Mead is getting really
Yeah,
low, so that might be why.
that was it. But it's still a pretty nice lake.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful lake still. Especially, I don't know if you ever been there, but you can go. They don't even charge you to come in now to the lake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can go there for free because it used to be like a station right there. I don't know how much they charge you, like what, 10, $15 or something per
Yeah.
vehicle, maybe $20, 25 maybe. But they abandoned it, so it's just sitting there, so anybody can just drive in now. So if you want to go, yeah, I'd suggest, like, if you want to plan a trip, that's pretty cool because you can camp on the coves right there on the lake. There's all those coves like along Lake Mead you can camp at. So it's pretty cool because it's like your own private beach basically. If you go over there.
Yeah.
So I totally like suggested if you were gonna go. Like I was kind of surprised like how cool it was that there was nobody there really, and you have this big lake all for yourself pretty much. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth the trip if you're gonna go out to Nevada or if you want to go somewhere that's not too far. It's not that far from here,
Yeah.
so it was a good
We
trip.
went because when we were going up to Idaho for this family reunion, we went through Page and then over Lake Powell,
Hmm.
and uh, again there was nobody at Lake Powell from what I
Yeah,
could see,
'cause that one's
and
shrinking too.
that was freaking a lot too. And then on the way back, we came down through Nevada, and yeah, Lake Mead was like,
Mm.
and I've seen pictures of people going to Lake Powell or Lake Mead, and it's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, a year ago we couldn't. We were the spot that we were standing was completely underwater. I'm like, dang, that's rough. So where do you
Yeah.
normally go when you go out off roading, or is
Uh,
it just
we
you're
we
having a
go
good time?
we go wherever we go wherever we went to Mojave Desert a few times.
Okay.
Anza Borrego. Um, what's that? Joshua Tree, Monument Valley.
Yeah.
Uh,
And what's been your favorite place to go?
Moab. I'd say my favorite place is still Sedona, just because how close it is from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Sedona is still my
Yeah.
favorite place, and it's just so convenient to get to, and like Sedona is, you know, it's becoming like Moab almost. I'd say, the popularity of it
Yeah.
just from the tourists that come in there every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
need to expand the roads over there. It's too traffic when it's with all the tourists there now. It's not big enough.
yeah. Um it's funny, I've lived in Arizona 23 years now, and I've been to Sedona once. Um and I was only there because we were up in Flagstaff, and my wife was visiting some friends, and I was out mountain biking in Flagstaff, and we just came down through Sedona, and yeah, that's like the only time I've ever been to Sedona. So
Wow.
I would love to take my 40 out there sometime. Uh,
Yeah, they definitely go Broken Arrow Trail is definitely the best. That's the most I'd say that's the most beautiful trail I've been to still. Broken Arrow. Yeah, definitely. Out of
yeah,
all the places I've been to, like just in a scenic standpoint, like the views over there, you know. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like you can't you can't beat it, Broken Arrow. It's
yeah,
probably why those pink Jeep tours are there all the time, because they know that's like, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my
Um,
favorite. That's probably my favorite trail in terms of like the scenery.
yeah, maybe after I get a 4 speed and I can get up to the
Mm.
speed suggestions in my 40, I can get up to Sedona and do Broken Arrow and stuff like that. Um, so, do you more like overlanding or like the technical stuff?
Uh, I guess more overlanding because the people that go out with they're more overland. So
Yeah,
yeah, technical. It's nice. It's nice doing technical, but I always gotta remind myself I'm in an imported 70 series Prado, which they don't even have parts for over here. You know.
yeah. I still have to
You know
drive
what I
this
mean?
thing back.
Yeah. So if I can't be doing those, technical hard rock climbing trails because if I break something, unless I got a spare part for it right now with me, this I'm not gonna be able to fix it for a while.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So.
yeah. And it's kind of the same way with the 40 series because,
Hmm.
well, like mine is an early 69. It was a November of 68 build date. So it's a early 69. And it's like, if I break something,
Yeah.
it's hard to find the parts for it. So it's like,
Yeah.
there was a couple years ago that a coworker of mine and
Do they
we
even make
were,
parts for the 40 anymore, or do they still make them?
they still make the parts for the 40. Um, you can get them through uh, Kurt Williams Company Cruiser
Hmm.
Outfitters,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
Pocket Cruisers, Cool Cruisers Attack. You can still get the parts for them, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
I don't think Toyota makes them anymore, do they? I don't think Toyota makes parts for
um,
them.
they do still make some of the parts.
Some of them.
Not all of the parts, but they still make some of the parts.
Yeah.
Um, actually, I found a I I was able to get a parking brake assembly um, off of Facebook Marketplace the other day, and it had everything that I needed for my parking brakes except one of the spring retaining pins. And I threw it out there on Facebook. I'm like, hey, I need one of these pins. And even Kurt Williams was like, we normally just sell the whole kit, but here's the part number. Call up your local Toyota dealership and see if they can get it. And I did. And they could get me just the one pin that I need to with the part number to get my parking brake working again. So I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool that I can still buy OEM parts and for
Oh
my old
yeah.
40. So, like,
Yeah,
but
that
then
is
again,
pretty cool. Hmm.
that part number is good for the 40, the 55, the 60.
Mm.
It was good for like
Yeah.
40 years or 30 years, something like that. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's why they still make it. So,
Yeah, for me on
so
the KZG8, just like piggybacking on what you just said, on the KZJ 78 Prado, like some of the parts are used on the 70 series Land Cruiser as well, like the body parts.
okay, yeah,
It has similar styles, so like some of the the door handles, I think some of the light fixtures, mud flaps, stuff like that. I think they're like the same. But the thing
yeah,
is, I don't think Toyota makes them anymore, like the parts in Japan. So it is harder to source them now. Like you gotta like look like Cruiser Outfitters or Terrain Tamer.
yeah,
Has some in USA as well, but they gotta import them from Australia. Yeah, but like stateside, there's not really any parts unless somebody has them on, that lives here. You're not really gonna
yeah.
find parts for it. So I'm surprised Amazon actually has some parts on for it, but I haven't really used anything on there besides like the fuel filter on
Oh
Amazon.
yeah.
But it's a Toyota
I
fuel filter. But they have them on there, and because the diesel fuel filter is like right there in the engine bay. It's easy to change. I changed it
Yeah,
twice already, and then they got the oil filters on there. So
yeah, I have done a couple of fuel filters from Toyota um,
Mhm.
a while ago. Um, when Higgy's was done with my truck, they're like, one big problem that you have is one of your fuel lines split, so you need to replace the fuel line. I'm like, okay, and so when I replace the fuel line, I'll probably call up Redline or
Yeah, yeah. I've got some stuff from Redline Cruisers as well. The differential drain bolts for the 80 series, they actually fit on the Prado as well. So
yeah.
it's the same
You know
size.
what's kind of crazy is I'm not sure if Toyota did this on purpose, but I wouldn't put it past them. But a lot of their part numbers are interchangeable across several years and body styles and everything else. When I had my second gen Forerunner, it was a '94, and it took the aftermarket oil filter number was a 3614.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my son has a '93 Forerunner, which is also a second gen, and that oil filter is 3614. My Sequoia, when I had the Sequoia, took a 3614, and my daughter's third gen Forerunner takes a 3614 aftermarket oil filter. So it's like they
Whoa.
do that so all of their a lot of their vehicles take the same parts, so they're not having to re-engineer everything when such and such part already works for it. So
Mm-hmm.
I I've noticed that with Toyota, and so I really like that. Um,
Yeah, that's the old Toyotas though. I don't know if the new ones are like that.
yeah,
Might be a little
um,
different.
yeah. So, what's been like one of your fondest memories in either your 80 or your 78 series?
Mm, let's see. Let's see. Fondest memory. I'd say just taking the. I had so many memories with the 82. I just have to go with the 70s, 78 since since I still have it. Probably just driving it for the first time. Going on the trip.
Yeah,
It's a lot different from having the 80. It's a lot different in a good way.
yeah. So
It was
you
so
do a lot of
it's huh? Yeah, go ahead.
you do like a lot of cars and coffee and stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Or like all the import tuner guys like looking at you when you pull up and like, dude, what's
Uh,
this right-hand drive SUV?
yeah. Yeah. They do. Yeah, for the most part, but I think there's a few that go also that I've met, but maybe now since my exhaust is taken out, they'll definitely be looking a lot more now. Because you can definitely hear the turbo now. Before you couldn't really hear it unless you were like listening to it. Now you
Yeah.
can definitely hear it. So we'll see coming in this fall like how much more attention it's gonna get. We'll see.
And it's like that. I don't know if you've ever seen this meme, but somebody gets pulled over and the cop is like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?"
Hmm.
I don't know. Well, you were going really fast. Well, it's because I like the way my engine sounds.
Well, see, my excuse is if I ever got pulled over, knock on wood, which I haven't lately, uh, I would just tell him I didn't know I was going that fast because my 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 speedometers and kilometers I got mixed up. I thought it was miles for a second. Then he's gonna look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, it is in kilometers." And I'm like, "Yeah, see, wasn't lying." All right, we'll give you a warning. Slow down, okay? Appreciate you,
But then
officer.
again, yeah, and like you said earlier, again, it's just a speed suggestion. It's not necessarily a speed limit. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah,
so
I live in Phoenix, and hardly anybody gets pulled over here. So if you want to speed, yeah, Phoenix definitely city to live in.
yeah. So, is there a trail or a location that you'd want to take your Land Cruiser to?
Well, right, I think our next trip we're trying to go to Black Bear Pass Labor Day
Okay.
weekend. So that should be cool if we actually get to go there if they don't close it down.
Yeah, it's Uray is really close to a fire right now. They're like on uh,
Yeah.
get set for evacuations. They haven't
Yeah.
told them to evacuate yet, but they've been told to prepare to evacuate, and so I think they're like on level 2, get set to go.
Yeah. Because
There's
it's
like,
crazy how Sedona has that fire too right now too over in
yeah,
Sedona. Mm-hmm.
all of the western states are on fire, and uh, when we were going up to Idaho, like I said, we went up I-17 to 89A to Page and up through southern Utah, and they had, or we went through a town called Beaver, and it was perfectly fine. Well, then like 3 days after we went through Beaver, Utah, there was like a huge fire that like almost took out the whole entire city of Beaver. And
Did you say Beaver,
I'm
Utah?
what's that?
Did you say Beaver, Utah? Is that what it's called?
I did say the name of the town is Beaver, Utah, and
I just when you said Beaver, I just thought about Buc-ee's right now.
well, they they have the residents of Beaver, Utah, have fully embraced the name of their town, and like if you stop for
Mhm.
gas in Beaver, like
Mm.
I love Beaver.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
just,
I've heard of Beaver. I've never heard of Beaver, Utah, but I've heard of Beaverton, Oregon.
oh yeah.
I heard of that
But
place.
they fully embraced the double entendre of the name of their town, and it's hilarious to drive through there, and like if
I
you
know.
stop and get gas, they
I mean,
all the
that's
places.
a cool name for a town. Like, I would be proud if I was from a town named Beaver. You know, it's like, where are you from? Beaver, Utah. It's like, what?
Uh, so if there's anybody listening from Utah and you live in Beaver, give us a shout out because it's hilarious. Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's a cool
quite
name.
comical.
That's a cool name. Nothing to be ashamed of.
So so this has become one of my favorite questions, uh, just because of the variety of responses. But if you could have anyone riding shotgun with you, it could be historical, it could be fictional, it could be present. Who would
Hmm.
you want riding, in your case, in the left seat in your 78 series?
Let's see. I'd say, you know what? We like, we got Toyotas. We'll stick with the Toyota himself, man. Toyota. Stick with
That
him, man.
you know, I've
We'll stick with him.
thought that a couple, I thought of that a couple times, to have one ride shotgun with one of the designers or engineers who developed either the 40
Yeah, what's
series
his
or the
name? Hold
78
on.
series.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. Oh,
I think,
Kichiro Toyota,
yeah,
1937. Yeah, we'll have him. We'll have him in the shotgun with me. We'll take him to Sedona. He'll be like, "See, look, Look what one of your trucks made me do, man. Look, we got to take you up here now. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So what's on your playlist when you're driving your cruiser around?
uh, I don't know, pretty much anything. Whatever gets me pumping. Something, something to hype me up.
Yeah.
Usually that's what I listen to, or sometimes I don't. Well, recently I haven't even been listening to much, really. I really just have something playing in the background, just kind of like background music,
Yeah.
so I can hear that turbo.
And it's funny is I'll ask that question of somebody who drives like a 40 and they're like,
Yeah.
listen to something. I can't hear anything except for my engine. Come
Oh
on.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I can't really hear anything over my engine. I also when I'm driving it around.
Just need some.
So,
Just need like a subwoofer back there and some amps, and you'll be able to hear it.
well, and you can kind of see it right here. I got some wakeboard speakers, like a wakeboard cage. I
Uh-huh.
put those
Oh
on my
yeah,
roll
yeah.
bar, and maybe if I turned it around so that it was like right behind my head and like blowing music right at my head, I could hear it better. But yeah, so usually it's a lot of times it's just hearing the engine. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll be at Buc-ee's a lot more now. Speaking of Buc-ee's.
uh, you know, and my daughter, she's like, when she found out that we went to Buc-ee's, she's like, "You went to Buc-ee's?" I'm like,
Hmm.
"Yeah." And she's like, and she wants to drive from Tucson to Goodyear just to go to
Oh,
Buc-ee's.
oh
I'm
yeah.
like,
That's not even that bad. There's people that I made a few videos about Buc-ee's already, and there's people that commented that they've driven from California just to go to Buc-ee's. So Tucson's not that much. I mean, that's a lot closer than California. So
yeah, it's still almost a full tank of gas to do it though. But
yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, you went to Buc-ee's? I'm jealous." I'm like, "We literally just got gas. I didn't want to have to like go in and like I'd already been on the road for 15 hours. I'm like, I'm kind of done with people. I don't want to deal with people. I just want to get gas and go." I'm like, we literally just got gas. And she's like, "You didn't go
Hmm.
in?" I'm like, "No, we can go in."
Hmm.
Um, it with the World Cup going on right now, it kind of cracks me up. All these people from different countries coming over and experiencing Buc-ee's. I mean, I knew Buc-ee's was kind of big, but like, good lord, how
Yeah.
many gas pumps do you need? It was like we were
Yeah.
at pump 205. I'm like, I know there's
Yeah.
not 200 gas pumps here, but good grief.
Yeah. I was surprised that like even though I went Friday like pretty much rush hour. So I got there at 6:30 and well I had to loop around, the little tour of Goodyear like you did. The little
I
mini tour of
I
Goodyear
thought
sites
I
you
thought
had
it
to
was
take the scenic route through Goodyear. So I
yeah.
looped around and then when I got to the actual Buc-ee's, I was gonna get something to eat too. I was gonna grab something quick to eat. And then I asked somebody, "Hey, is that the line to get in the Buc-ee's?" And then he was like, "Yeah, there's 3 lines around the building." And I'm like, "No way, I'm not going in." So I just ended up getting gas like you or diesel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
I was pretty surprised there were still pumps available with the amount of people there. Even the amount of people there, I still able to found there was like a few gas pumps at the end right there that I got. So.
well, as we were pulling into like the lot there, we
Hmm.
saw all sorts of pumps that were empty, but like people were just grabbing the first available pump that they saw, just so that they wouldn't have to go all the way down to the end. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and that's what we ended up doing. Um, so if money is no option, what would you do to your 78 series?
Mm, I don't know if I'd really do anything besides just making sure I have spare parts for everything. That's pretty much all I do, you know.
Get another 78 series just for parts.
Yeah, just the spare parts for everything. Make sure I got everything. Maybe even a spare engine, spare transmission, spare all every one of each. Just have a spare everything. At least one of each, and then yeah. Because my intent that's the reason why I got it in the first place was I didn't really want to modify it too much. That's kind
Yeah,
of the thing I wish I did do on the 80, like was modify it as much as I did. I kind of look back at it. I don't really regret what I did. It was kind of like, it was cool when I did it, and then
yeah,
now that I got the Prado, it's just like, I'm just gonna keep it like that, the way it is, for the most part. Because you got to remember,
yeah.
it's a four-cylinder engine too, so
True.
you don't want to
That's very.
really, you don't want to put too much weight on it. Like I've seen people that have like the bumpers and swing up bumper, the brush guard or whatever, sliders.
Yeah,
It's cool, if you want to do that, but in my opinion, like for me, like I'd rather just keep it the way it is, you know. I just keep
yeah.
it the way it is. So,
Um, so my 40 definitely can't get up to uh, speed suggestions right now. Um,
um, uh-oh.
so they're kind of slow.
What's the top speed on that thing on a straight line?
I think 65, maybe 70. I think I hit 70 one time.
Ouch. Yeah, that's rough.
So
It's
yeah,
definitely hard. That's definitely hard if you're gonna drop the flagstaff like that.
yeah, and right now it's only a 3 speed. Um,
Yeah.
Higgy's probably in November is going to do a 4 speed conversion on it,
Oh yeah.
re-gear it.
You need you
So
need
that
all the gears. You need all the gears on there.
yeah. So yeah, they're not slow. They're not like the flashy sports car. They don't have a lot of the modern amenities, but we love them. Why do you think we love them so much?
Probably because they're simple. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah,
simple. That's why I like the product. It's a simple. The mechanics are simple on it. It's I've actually had less issues with this than I did with the 80. In terms of knock on wood, in terms of anything really breaking on it. So at first I didn't know how reliable it was going to be, but honestly, I really haven't. The only thing I did have was the seal on the injection pump where the diesel gets pumped in. Um,
yeah.
I think it's because I put biodiesel fuel in it when I was in
Oh, okay.
California, and I think the seal, I think because the biodiesel is more. I don't know if it just eats the seals more, like if they're already corroded or whatever or old, but it started
Yeah,
leaking when I was in California, and I was like thinking, no, maybe it had to do with the biodiesel fuel.
it could be.
So now I don't use biodiesel at all. I make sure it's the green. Make sure it's the green diesel. Can't use the blue
Yeah,
because I think the biodiesel comes in the blue. Blue. Whatever.
yeah, and they like when I was up in Idaho, like I guess Maverick does this a lot. The Maverick gas stations, they have
Yeah.
alcohol free gasoline and it has a blue handle.
Uh.
Um,
Alcohol free.
yeah, so it's just they don't dilute it with
Oh.
ethanol or anything
Mhm.
else. So it's just straight gasoline. Um,
Straight
and
gas.
I don't do that on my wife's car when we took it up there, but I hear a lot of people say that my 40 is going to run better if I just do straight gas, not the ethanol enriched gas or whatever. Um, yeah. So, um, So does your truck have a name, or you one of the
Uh,
people who doesn't name vehicles?
yeah. Oh my. I named it Khaki.
Khaki, like khaki,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Jason
the
Statham?
color, like tan khaki, like the color. That's the name.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
You got a name for your 40 or no?
my kids named it. My kids named it Uma, and everyone's like, "Oh, Uma Thurman." Nope. I actually have a build thread on I Hate Mud. It's Meet Uma, not the one you're thinking of. But when I first bought it, it didn't have a stereo system in it or anything else. And my kids were a lot younger, and they were watching a Disney series or Disney movie of the Descendants, like the all the villains and heroes of the Disney movies had kids, and that's why it's the Descendants. And they were watching this one, and the villain's name was Uma, and Oliver, she would sing to her henchman, and she's like, "What's my name?" And the henchman would say Uma. Well, my daughter would get in the 40 and just sing that song. She wouldn't sing any of the other songs from any of the other Disney movies. She would just sing that song. And I was just like, don't name it that. And then as soon as I said it out loud, I'm like, it's named Uma. And so I've accepted it and everything else. So uh, it is what it is. And now everyone on Mud and my personal Instagram, they're always like, what's going on with Uma? What's happening with Uma? And so it's like, it's got its own personality now. But
Mm.
I I think we're nearing close to an hour. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
Doesn't even seem like it's been an hour. Wow.
it never does. Um, it's always like, geez, we're already at an hour. And so, do you have any final thoughts for us?
I mean, like, what did you want? What else did you want to know about the Prado? You got any other questions about it?
Actually, I do have another question. I just remembered this. So, what what are your feelings when people say, "Oh, a Prado's not a real Land Cruiser"?
That's a funny one. Um, well, my thoughts on that is, you obviously never been in one, so that's why they're probably saying that. But if they've actually driven one, they definitely wouldn't think that. I think it's more of a Land Cruiser than 100 series is, or even a 200.
Yeah, and
Even a
it's kind
300.
of
Even a 300. I'd say it's more of a Land Cruiser than even a 300. Because I mean, you got
uh,
to remember, it still has a solid axle.
yeah.
The KZJ78 still has a solid axle, which is one of
Uh,
the. What's a lot of people say that's what it has to be a Land Cruiser if it has a solid axle, right? So.
and I've had a lot of people over the years on the podcast who they're like, you need to have more 80s on there. And for the longest time, I was fighting them. I'm like, no, the
Mhm.
80 is not a classic Land Cruiser. And they're like, dude, it's 30 years old. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of old. Because in my mind, I'm still thinking 80 series are new Land Cruisers, and there's
Yeah.
the 90 series
Yeah, it's
Prado,
a it's a classic.
the
It's a
100
classic
series.
now. The 80 series is a classic now.
Yeah, there's like the 90 series Prado, the 100 series, the 200 series, the 300
Mhm.
series, the 250 series. I'm like, oh yeah, those are all really new Land Cruisers. And so people have convinced me that one of the big criteria is a solid front axle, um, pre OBD2, uh, and an inline motor, not a V8, uh,
Yeah.
other stuff like that. But it's crazy how people are like, they think that their model of Land Cruiser is the only Land Cruiser. Like, so there's some people who are like, a 40 series Land Cruiser is the only Land Cruiser
Mm.
because of the iconic body lines and shape and everything else. And then people are like, well, Toyota really intended on the 60 series to be the Land Cruiser. So the 40 series was just kind of the predecessor. The 60 series, that's the only Land Cruiser. And people are like the 80 series, and it's like they're all Land Cruisers. I mean, so it's kind of like, and I I found this out the other day when I was up at my family reunion that I cannot see. I was trying to see wildlife the whole time I was driving up there. The whole time I was up there. The whole time back. I couldn't see wildlife to save my life. If there was one 5 feet away from me, I couldn't see it. But I could spot out a Land Cruiser like that. And it was just like, what's wrong with me that all I see are Land Cruisers and not wildlife? So, but yeah, I ended up like, and I tell my brother-in-law, I'm like, he'd point out, oh yeah, there's a doe and a couple of fawns. I'm like, how did you see that? And I'm like, and I was actively looking for them, and I couldn't see them. But I'd be like, oh, there's a Land Cruiser. There's a Land Cruiser. And he's like,
yeah,
there's something wrong with you. I'm like, did you just realize that there's something wrong with me? Because if you just realize that there's something wrong with me, then there's something wrong with you. Because there's lots of stuff wrong with me. I mean, we're not. That's a whole other podcast, so we're not going to get into that. So, well, thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm glad that we were able to work through our technical difficulties.
Yeah. I hope I wasn't boring. So, if I was boring, apologize.
No, it was a great conversation, and hearing the stories about the 78 series, it's great to experience. And I always say that every Land Cruiser has a story, and every owner has a story. And my purpose is
for me, like every like Land Cruiser series, like on a final note, like every Land Cruiser series, it's it's just like everybody has a different personality. There's always a Land Cruiser for your personality and what you want to do with it. In my opinion, there's no perfect vehicle. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
There's no perfect Land Cruiser. Everything has its pros and cons. So.
Well, I would say that there's no perfect Land Cruiser, and every Land Cruiser is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I love all of them, and it's the thickness that I have.
Yeah, it's just like every car, like you can't just have one car, and think it's it's going to be able to do everything you want it to do. That's why they got different cars. Yeah. So every car has its own purpose. Every Land Cruiser has its purpose.
Yep. Well, again, thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm glad we were able to get it to work, and we'll talk to you later, probably on Instagram.
Okay, I'll be look forward to seeing it. All right, Dan.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, take care. All right. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Classic Land Cruisers podcast. As always, remember to go to reefmonkey.com to get your Classic Land Cruiser podcast merch. Bring your adventure home with inlowgear.com, your source for custom Land Cruiser apparel and merchandise, where adventure becomes art, designed for the road. Again, this episode was brought to you in part by Redline Land Cruisers, Save Your F, by Manafree, your one-stop shop for Land Cruiser parts and service, by Valley Hybrids and Terrain Tamer North America. As for me, the mountains are calling and I must go.